Hello. Hi, everyone. I am HD Alleman. I am a spiritual counselor, channel, and medium who has just started my own YouTube channel. So I am going to introduce myself quickly, but then I'm going to make sure that the link to this is shared with a group called Soul Speakeasy and a lot of my soul family that I'm hoping will join me on this live stream tonight. So here's what I'm up to. I am a channel and medium, but I'm also a trained clinical mental health therapist. I have a master's in clinical mental health and a master's in business, and I bring all of that into my work in the world. My spirit guides actually recommended, they don't tell me what to do because we have free will, but they recommended that I go live here in YouTube and do the exact same thing that I've been doing for the last 3 years over in my private Facebook group, Soul Speak Easy. So that's what I'm doing. I'm following their lead. I'm bringing this process of honoring a full or new moon as just a bi-monthly chance to co-regulate with Mother Earth and the moon's energy, and a chance to have some fun and gather and ask questions and receive some guidance, because it is a very trying time for humanity. We will talk about that in this live stream. One of the things that I do is give an energy update. Some of that is given straight from spirit guides. So the process before I go live is that I do a little bit of just educating myself on what all's going on, obviously in the world, but energetically. I also sit down and channel some messages from my team. And then I come in, and while we're live, I allow guides. For anyone that's here, that means your guides would be participating in what they deliver and the messages that we all receive. And I wrap all that up to what I refer to as an energy update. And as soon as we do the energy update, then we transition into asking questions. Hello, Tiffany Ward Ramirez. Thank you for joining. So if you're here, I see that we have a few on. Please comment, because you all are giving me the opportunity to learn how to run the chat in a new tool. So let's see. Chat. I'm wanting to expand and not just see one at a time. Let's see here. Hello, Ashley. I'm typing in the chat now. Okay, cool. Yay. Okay, so all right, that show. Hey, Nicole. Are you excited for this? Thank you. I appreciate you showing up. So these are some of my OGs that I have been working with for a long time over in Soul Speakeasy. So hello, Soul Sisters. Thanks for joining. Nice. Okay, so in the chat, can you guys give me a little bit of feedback on, like, was this easy to find? I know I copied the link straight into Soul Speak Easy. Did you guys have any hiccups? Go ahead and put that in the chat for me. Like, did it make you log in or do anything different? How was the process? Because this is all just a big experiment. Ooh, I just got a message to go look at the moon. Well, I can't do that right now, but I will when we get off. Let's see. I'm also curious the way when I do the lives in Facebook, there's sometimes a delay. And as this is my first time to go live in YouTube, I'm curious if there's a delay. Hi. Click the link in Soul Speak Easy and open it up. Got it. Okay. Oh, awesome. So Tiffany, you have subscribed to the channel, and so it sent you a notification. Awesome. So anyone that finds this in the future, If that sounds fun to you, to gather with like-minded souls that are here to be of service, to do good and for good in the world, if that feels fun to you, then subscribe, and that way you'll always get those notifications. It'll be nice and easy. All righty. So for those of you that are here, how do you feel right now? Does anyone have a headache? There's a lot going on right now. I mean, for all the things that we could talk about that are going on planet Earth right now, like there's so much. Like, let's start leaning into the energy update. I do want to give it just a few more minutes since this is the first time for some people that I know were planning to join. I want to give it just a second, but you guys can help me by sharing how you're feeling and what you're experiencing. So there's so much more than just the Capricorn full moon, although that's not taking anything away from this one, because it's every full moon offers us an opportunity to reflect and to release. Full moons are often seen as a time of letting something go, something's come to culmination. I will tell you that one of the things that my team gave before I went live was a little bit of a ceremony. So for those of you that have ever made moon water before, it involves that. You don't have to do that part of it, but it was a very simple and meaningful acknowledgement of the energies right now, and sort of harnessing that and using the energies to be of service, especially to your physical body. So if anyone is feeling like their physical body is really struggling right now, the energies that are present are just so anxiety provoking. So whether it's headaches or an increase, you're someone that has experienced anxiety or feelings of anxiousness, that would likely be heightened right now. So whether it's restlessness in your sleep, it's more than the full moon. Like I said, we're going to talk about that. It's more than the full moon, but that is also part of it. So we're getting pushed on physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yeah. Let's see, Tiffany, I'm getting over a head cold where I had constant headaches, but I'm still having the headaches. So I've been doing a little more self-care. Awesome. I mean, you just said it. That's the key word there, is self-care. Yeah. Well, hello, everyone. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get into the energy update. The great thing about this, moving this, for those of you that have been with me in Soul Speakeasy for a while, the transition over here into YouTube is so that we don't lose what's created here. So if you're someone that brings a question that's going to serve all of us, we get to share it with more people so that it might be of service to more people, might help someone else out there that we don't even know and have never connected with. We're just opening up that opportunity. And we can always come back and rewatch this, since it will live in YouTube land now. Yay. Hello, Ashley. Let's see. I feel like, Nicole says, I feel like I'm carrying things in such a different way, or not at all. Like I've crossed a throat. Oh, that's wonderful. You have likely been doing this work for a while now and know what's up. That's great. If you don't mind sharing with everyone in the chat, like, have you done anything specific just within the last 2 weeks that might be assisting you with that feeling? Because that's some of what the guys are going to talk about. So much of what they wanted to talk about today is related to the physical body and how we all are handling the changes that are present right now. Okay. We bring tea and water. Like I said, like the title says, this is a gathering. It's a chance to hang out together, connect with like-minded souls from all over the world, to be of service to each other. All right, so I'm going to get quiet. And because this might be viewed by some people that have never even met me before, I am going to just take 2 seconds again and say hello. I'm HD Alleman. I am a spiritual counselor. I'm a channel and a medium. And this is my sacred give back. At least once a month, sometimes twice a month, I go live, and we'll start doing that here in YouTube as a way to give back and try to be of service and use my gifts to try to help others find some peace and calm and clarity in such a crazy time of change. Hello, Nancy. Okay, so energy update. What in the world is going on? Weather fluctuations. I mean, for all the things that we could talk about right now, we could spend the entire time we have together talking about world events, the amount of uncertainty and instability that is present. We're not going to do that, but we are going to look, like I usually do, to the skies and ask for a little bit of help in us, helping us process and understand why it feels the way that it does. For this is not sensationalism. This is just the truth. We have not seen this much planetary shift in such a short period of time in the history of our planet. Case in point. And what do I mean by that? So whether you're into astrology or not, everything that happens in our solar system, including the movement of the planets, the movement of the moon, we see that clearly with the moon showing us through the tides of our oceans how much the moon's movement has an effect on the tides. The water that lives in the ocean is the same water that lives in our body. So for people to dismiss that it has any impact, well, they have that right. They have that free will. If you consider yourself someone that is energetically sensitive and aware, then you likely understand that the moon's movement, as well as all of the planets in our solar system and their movement, do have an impact on us. Now, do they control us? They don't have to. Do they have an impact in our awareness of what that impact is? Can that help us not just survive it, but thrive through it? Yes, that's my belief. So right now, the 4 outer planets, okay, we're talking about Pluto, which, we could debate if that's a planet or not. For the sake of this conversation, we're going to consider it a planet still. Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, all of the outer planets, okay? I'm missing one. It's not Jupiter. What am I missing? Pluto, Uranus, Saturn, Neptune. Sorry, my brain just went, blur. I glitched. Those 4, although Jupiter just changed signs too. Those 4 have never all changed signs because they change signs so infrequently. We have all 4 of those starting in November of last year. All 4 have switched into a new vibration, a new energy. You could see it. The way I explain it to people is that we have a soundtrack that plays throughout our lifetime, and some of the music on that soundtrack is from the planets. And when they change into a sign, especially something like Pluto that very rarely changes signs, and all the outer planets, that song on our soundtrack changes. It becomes a new song, and that frequency has an impact on us. So one of the reasons why we're experiencing a world that feels so unstable right now is that reason. So I am not a professional astrologer. I just love the planets. I deeply feel their motion and movement. I'm connected to a lot of professional astrologers. So that comes up in the energy updates that I do. I will always, if I reference a professional astrologer's information directly, I will go and include it in because I am a huge fan. I would say I'm one of the biggest cheerleaders of the professional astrologers out there. I deeply appreciate the work they came here to do. It's not what my soul came here to do, but I very much appreciate that that's what theirs came in to do because they helped me process. And I'm just summarizing that and delivering it to you all so that we can all kind of make sense of what's going on. So just within the last week, Uranus changed signs into Gemini. So it's moved from Taurus into Gemini. So what does that mean? The planet that's responsible for surprises and rebellion, responsible for innovation and bright ideas, that loves change, is now singing a different tune. And instead of a grounded Taurus earth energy, it's now in Gemini, which loves to talk fast and move fast and write fast. And the combination of those two things means if you think that we've seen change moving swiftly up to this point, buckle up, Buttercup, because we are about to see it speed up. So what do? Well, that's another wonderful reason for us to gather once, twice a month to just say, hey, Spirit, can you help me out here? Hey, Spirit guides, can you give us some information? Can you give us a little insight? Can you please give us something, anything that we can do to assist? And that's what we're here to do. Okay. So now let's bring it to this exact moment. So all of that has happened over the last few months, and there's going to be a lot of change with those 4 planets coming. We'll talk about that in later videos. Basically, the instability is deeply related to the movement of those 4 planets and how much change and shifting is going on above us and here on Earth with us. So let's just talk and focus in on this Capricorn full moon. What is that calling? We have one of those every year. We have a full moon in Capricorn, sometimes twice the way that years fall, but most years we get one of those a year. So it's an annual return of a full moon with Capricorn energy. And what does that feel and look like? For those of you that are here live, hello, and thank you for coming. How is this full moon feeling for you? Can you feel it? Can you feel any impact it might be having on you? So if any of you are Capricorns, let us know if you're feeling it. Hey, Erica. Here's my take. So again, this is just my experience of Capricorn full moon energy. I can see it play out in my own life, and I can see it play out for my clients. It was last weekend that I could actually really feel that energy come in. I decided to do something that's been on my long-term to-do list. It's been on, like I created it in April, things that I wanted to complete by the end of the year. I felt called to go pull that up. And at the top of it, it said, create a new morning and evening routine. And all of a sudden that jumped off the page. So on my refrigerator now, which I've spent a little bit of time with this week, was creating a 5-step morning routine and a 5-step evening routine, because that structure felt really good right now. Sound familiar? Has anyone, even if you're a super to-do list person, have you felt the desire to bring in some structure? Because Capricorn loves structure. Okay. And have you felt the call to tackle something or attempt something that has felt unattainable, just to start something new, take on a task that you've been avoiding? When I think of Capricorn, I always get the image of a mountain goat. Have you ever seen a picture or like a video of a mountain goat, like all the way up the side of a mountain, where it's just crazy how they got there, just barely standing on the on the edge of a rock, where we're all thinking that they're going to fall at any second, and that they're just doing what they do. Capricorns love to climb a mountain. They're not afraid. So this full moon energy, even though there's so much instability going on, so much chaos and unrest, this full moon is actually really supportive in helping bring us down to the ground and get grounded. It's an earth sign. And then helping direct us to something that has felt like we couldn't surpass it. It's a great time to take that on. Has anyone felt that call? A Libra with a Capricorn rising. That's a good combo, Nancy. I have joked, but I'm really not joking, that I want to come back as a Capricorn, because I'm a Libra and I have a ton of air in my chart. And although that's serving me perfectly for this lifetime, I could use some more Capricorn structure in my life. I really could. Um, yeah, so there's our energy update. The Capricorn full moon is saying, let's get grounded. It's saying anything that's come up for you in the last year that you felt like you couldn't tackle or was overwhelming you, I'm now showing up this moon that we see every night. We love the moon. It's like a protective thing that shows up every night for us, whether we can see it or not. And anytime it's full, it's saying, hey, we've reached the culmination of something. What are you ready to let go of so that we can move into the new month? So a Capricorn full moon is saying, what have you been afraid of? What are you ready to face? What do you want to tackle? It can be something as small as cleaning out a closet that you've been avoiding. It can be something as big as finally sitting down and doing taxes that you've been avoiding. Call on this full moon to help you prioritize. Because, like I said, Capricorn loves to make a list and to check some boxes and to accomplish things. And we can harness that energy for good. Yeah. And here's the full, I'm going to go ahead and give it here, and then I'll give it again at the end. Make myself a note so I don't forget that part. Here's what the guides gave me as a quick ceremony that we could do for this full moon. Okay. They told me actually to bring this glass, and they really wanted a clear glass. I have put some pink salt in the bottom of it. But what they said was to get a clear glass would be preferable. And I filled mine all the way up. They said to fill it about a fourth of the way full, hold it close to your body, and to give your physical body permission, which sounds strange, but just hear me out. Give your physical body permission to release anything that it's been storing on a cellular level that is holding you back energetically from feeling your full vibrancy. That's their exact language. Okay. They intentionally only wanted it about a fourth of the way full, but then they wanted you to drink it. Okay. So it's a fourth of a glass. Give your body permission to release anything that's holding you back from feeling your fully vibrant self, and drink it. That's part one. Part two, now this is where you have some freedom. And if this feels fun to you or creative to you, then go for it. You can turn around and fill it in that exact moment. You could turn around and fill your glass all the way up and say, and now I'm asking for the new energy I'm ready for, the new vitality I'm ready for, to join me, to come on in. I'm ready. And then drink that. So they're trying to get us to hydrate. I was like, that's kind of a tricky way to get us to hydrate, although that is going to serve us. And for those of you, so I'm going to actually take a little drink. For those of you who have ever heard of making moon water, what you can do is you don't have to do those two pieces back to back. You can make it that simple. Or you could do the releasing part now. The full moon is like right now it is 9:30 my time, Central US time. The moon is at its peak tomorrow at 3:37 p.m. my time. So we are obviously less than 24 hours, about 18 hours from the peak, right? So that's plenty of time. Also, if you're finding this, the full moon is still at its peak energy about 24 hours after it reaches its peak. So we have almost 48 hours to respond to this and take advantage of this energy. So if you want to make moon water by setting some water out and then consuming it, calling in that vibrancy and vitality for yourself on a cellular level, you can do it that way, okay? Obviously, you guys can add anything else that feels true and fun for you. If hearing me talk about a morning routine sparked something for you and you want to add that in as part of your honoring this full moon energy, do it. Whatever you feel called to do. And if you've been so up in your head and feeling so scattered and unable to focus where you hadn't even thought about it yet, no worries. It has been a trying time and will continue to be. But this full moon is trying to help us. That's why this was the perfect one for me to go live here on YouTube and just try to get this message out. Is we've got some time. We have ways to stabilize ourselves. This full moon is actually trying to help us do that, so we can use it wisely. We can use it wisely. All right, so a little bit of moon water, releasing, and then calling the vitality in with a full glass. Easy peasy. I like it. All right, now let's transition into questions. So this is where I am going to, the way I describe it to people, here's how it feels for me. I feel like there's a car, and right now I'm driving it. I feel like I'm pulling over on the side of the road, and I'm going to get out and do a bit of a fire drill where I get in the back seat and I allow your spirit guides to take over and drive. That's how it feels for me. And if you will, especially if you're finding this after we do the live. So if you're not the one that asks the question, if you will open yourself up to receiving exactly what you need to hear right now, something that would really serve and benefit you right now, it can come through and likely will come through someone else's question. Just stay open to that being the case. I usually call it a patchwork quilt. It feels like the guides have a way of showing up and giving us information through other people's questions, and it can have a positive impact on you, but you have to be open to it. All right, so now I'm going to try something. There's a way to do, okay, start Q&A. Did something, let's see. Bring your questions and let's get answers. Whoa, hold on. All right, so I've just started a Q&A. So it's separate from the live chat box. Can you guys see that? If you can see it, it says bring your questions. Yeah, it looks like you guys can see it. If you have a question for your spirit guides, it could just be a question about the collective. It doesn't have to be about your own personal life. It can be about something outside of your personal experience. If you will ask the questions here in the Q&A, I hope I'm doing this right. This is a pretty cool feature that YouTube allows. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to switch back to the live chat to see if I'm missing anything. Yes, the white box popped up. Okay, perfect. Yes. So if you have a question, why don't you guys go and type it there for me? Because what it lets me do is pin it to the top so that if anyone were to join in the middle of the live stream or come back and watch it afterwards, they know exactly what question I'm addressing, which would be really helpful, especially if someday there are people, that I've never met or worked with before in here, so that I don't lose it all in the live chat. It's actually letting me pull both up, which is cool. So I can see the live chat and I can also see the Q&A. But I don't see any questions. Are you guys nervous? Are you nervous for me? You guys are probably typing. Maybe I should have started that Q&A sooner. So many lessons we're going to learn tonight. Okay. It won't let me Huh. I wonder why. Amanda Pearson, you said you were not able to type in the Q&A box. Did it ask you to log in to YouTube? You may have to be logged in. If I can see your name, then surely you're on. You put a question in. So I'm not seeing that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I am. Oh, here's the questions. Okay. It filters them for me. Thanks for being patient, everybody. All right. I see Nicole, Erica, Nancy. I see Nicole again. Oh, I think you just copied it. Yes. And Amanda Pearson. I don't think it's letting us do this because I submitted mine. Amanda, I can see your comment where you said, I don't think it's letting us do it because I submitted mine. I can see that one, but I don't see a question from you. So let me see. I'm going to select question. Nicole, we have a family trip coming up, and I would love to know any messages regarding this, please. I gratefully give permission. Awesome. All right, Nicole. Guys, if you're trying to ask questions and you're having problems with the Q&A, when I get through these, I'll go back over to the live chat and see if there are any more in there. So don't worry. All right, Nicole. Nicole, can you give me, oh, wow. I know you gave me permission. Do I have permission to energetically mirror you? Because yes, they're talking about this trip you're going on, but they're giving me something specifically for you physically that's going to help during this trip. So, okay, I could feel that. So they're flashing all kinds of funny movies at me. Like, so the way that this works, and I've noticed an uptick in when I'm working with clients, the visuals going so much faster. And it's almost like they got like the TV. It's almost like I upgraded to a high def TV, which is good, but it's moving pretty quick. So hold on. What they're flashing at me are like Christmas vacation. So it's funny movie scenes of like family vacations, which is a good sign. So let me ask your team what that's actually mean. Are you saying that they're going to have fun and it's going to be calm? Yeah. So here's a direct quote from one of this is your guardian angel. Nicole, do you know exactly who your very specific with you from the beginning of your life, your guardian angel is? And have you given, ooh, your solar plexus just went, because I'm energetically mirroring you right now. So I think in this moment, something just went and shut down and got a little nervous. It's okay if you don't. I'd like to introduce you to that guardian angel if you aren't clear on who that is. So now I'm not sure if I need to go to the live stream to see you responding. I think I do. I'm going to go back to the live chat so that you have permission interject. Do you know your guardian angel, and have you given your guardian angel like a specific name? Mhm. So here's the way it's been taught to me. Of course, you have a ton of angelic support, and most people have one, sometimes two, very specific that would use that label like guardian angel. This is a male guardian angel, and I'm asking if I can get a name. So they're clarifying that, there's different type, like in the angelic realm, there's different, I would say, like in the family tree, like the seraphim have a very specific purpose. What I can hear this angel saying is that he is a seraphim angel, and is been with you since birth. He sort of considers himself your primary protector. Not that you don't have others, but I'm still trying to get a name. So do you know the name of this one? I'm struggling with the name. I don't think he cares what the name is. I think maybe you've already given him one and I don't want to confuse you. What who do you consider your guardian angel that's a male? Is that what you refer to him as is Norm? Yeah. So let me just can I is this mhm. Yeah. So he's the one that's showing me all of these images of like funny, like family movies and videos saying that you're going to have fun, but there's going to be some comedy. He's preparing you for some hiccups in your itinerary. So I don't know where you're going. They're not clarifying where you're going, but for you specifically, they said to put the itinerary down, that you'll have so much more fun if you just go along with where you guys are going. Like, are you actually going on a road trip? It feels like you're in motion quite a bit. So is it that you're going to multiple spots? They're showing me quite a bit of movement, and it's more than just like getting on an airplane, getting off an airplane. So wherever you're going and what you're doing, they're showing me quite a bit of motion while you guys are on this trip, and that's what's going to bring in some fun. Okay. Makes sense. Cause I'm like, that's a lot of motion. Nicole saying both road trip and flights across the country. Yeah. So this has been well planned out. And that planning was fantastic. And you can have so much fun if you'll now set that aside and just see how it goes and not be so tied to the plan. Because here's what Norm is specifically is saying. He's saying that you're actually going to be gifted some opportunities you didn't see coming. And I'm getting a rush of goosebumps like from the ground up. It's sort of like you guys are going to be out and about and see an exit to something and be like, oh my gosh, we didn't know that was here. Be on the lookout for surprises along the way that are going to end up being the best part of your trip. That's the feedback that they have for you. You could say that to anybody, but Norm is very specifically saying, uh, don't be alarmed. Travel is going to not go exactly the way you think it's going to go. Bring extra snacks and laugh it off, because if you end up delayed in any way or taking an exit you didn't see, or somebody makes a wrong turn, it's not wrong. They're trying to lead you to some magic. And share that with your family. Share that with everyone that's going with you. Um, that there's some magic and some change that's coming, and to prepare everyone for it and be like, that's the thing they were talking about. Cool. Hmm. Okay, now I'm gonna. So, does she have more than one guardian angel? Yes, you have two. I'll be honest, it's kind of rare from how it's been shown to me. Doesn't mean that people don't have a whole host of angelic support, but the one that takes that position in our life as the guardian angel from the minute we take our first breath. Is it two males? No. So you have a male and a female that, but Norm is kind of saying like, he's jokingly saying like, not to be sexist, because angels, us giving them male and female representation is more their energy and their presence as much as it is, you know. Yeah. So it's a masculine and a more feminine mothering aspect. So I hope that makes sense. Actually just very loudly heard the name Sheila. I'm like, who's Sheila? Wanda is the female. Okay. Are you connected to a Sheila? Because I very loudly just heard them say that name. So I don't know how there's a Sheila connected to you. Is this someone they're going to meet? No. Is this someone on the other side? So this is someone that's not in physical form. So you have extra support right now. And this is about a whole lot more than the road trip. You have extra support right now from an ancestor. Am I getting that right? Is this an ancestor? Yeah. Sheila. Gosh, I'd be curious to see your family tree. They're referring to themselves as Sheila. It's someone that is connected to you, like DNA wise, and is offering extra support. She's sort of leaning in from behind the two angels that are speaking, saying like, "Hey, and I'm here too." She's just leaning in to say hi and be acknowledged. So, thank you for that. Yeah, you have a lot of support right now. That's wonderful. Yeah. Ask how Sheila's connected to you. That would be fun to hear more about that. Okay, I'm going to go back to the questions. Thank you for bringing that, Nicole, and I hope that was helpful. So here's how I toggle. Yes, questions. Erica, let's see. What should I put in my intentions to release with this full moon? Okay, let's ask. Erica, take a deep breath. And please give permission to your spirit team and to me to energetically mirror. Thank you. What's going on with so where they're taking me, Erica, they're showing me in your body. And I'm like triple checking it. Show me one more time. I'm going to be still. It's in the hips. So it's like I can feel something energetically going back and forth right at the hips. There's something stored there, some energy that they're wanting you to release. Have you had some pain and some problems like in your hip? It's almost like your hip flexors. I need to toggle back over. I don't know if I love this Q&A thing. Yeah. So they just did like a flash forward. So releasing the energy that was stored right around the hips, but not like high. It's low, like really low, like right where, yeah, the leg bone meets. Yeah, it's really low on the hip, like right where the joint of the skin is. Basically, if you go straight over from that and push in a little bit, they're saying that like if you use your thumbs, because I'm energetically mirroring you right now. So like if I use my hands and like right at the bend of my legs, if I go all the way over to my hips and use my thumbs and press in right there, right at the top of where the joint is, like, ha, that's sore. So you've got some work to do to release right there through the hips. They're saying that it's a little bit just energy from how you've been spending your days, but it's more than that. Okay. Yeah. That. They're saying that you have what you need now to release some things that have been stored there, and it's the reason that it's still there is because it's not just your physical movements, that it's a combination of physical form and emotion, and that's why it's still sort of hanging around, and that you have the ability to move that. They're showing me you with a like a yoga block, and doing it's basically like spread eagle. I don't know what else to call it, but really opening your hips up with yoga blocks. Do you do that? Have you ever done that before? I'm not a big yogi. I could stand to do more yoga in my life, uh, but I know that that's something that you can do. Anything else for Erica? They're saying that you're so inquisitive, and they love that about you, but that you don't really need to inquire what the emotion is that's stored there, because you've done plenty of past life regression work. You've met some of your spirit team. They're basically waving you off of trying to make too much sense of what's stored there, and to just trust them, and that you have access to everything you need to release it. And as I'm talking through it, they just did the flash forward where I just started to burp. So it's the energy is going to come up. It might come up that through that way when it's releasing. Seems like that's the case. Yeah. I just heard one of your guides say, when you let out a really big burp, celebrate, because that means it's coming out. I'm like, okay. Yeah. When you let a big, loud belch, I'll just be like, yes, it's gone. Doesn't that sound so much fun? They're trying to lighten it for us. Really, the guides have been bringing a lot of humor lately because things are so heavy. Yeah. Okay. They just snapped at me. I'm like, well, that's simple. I like that. I like that for you. I'm going to go back to the questions. Nancy, let me. Saw dragonfly upside down in NYC struggling. It let me pick up and put on flour. Probably means something. Not sure what. Let's ask if if there was a deeper meaning to that. Hey, Nancy, can you give me permission, please? Um, I know you feel like you have, but maybe it's that we're here in a different platform or something, but like I'm having a hard time receiving and I feel like a ton of pressure in my head right now. So I'm going to ask for your team to come in a little closer. If you'll give them and me permission to help you release some of this, because that doesn't feel great. Have you had some headaches? It's in the jaw too. Okay. I'm going to go back over to the live. I know that's not what you were asking, but in order for me to receive from them, I'm now energetically mirroring you and I'm having a hard time receiving because it's like everything was super blocked and there's a lot of pressure in the head. So let's let that go. Okay. Big deep breath. We're going to lean into trust. Oh, they're talking about the spiritual meaning of dragonflies. So for you, what does that mean? It's layered. They originally said it doesn't have that deep of meaning. They're grateful that you noticed in that moment something around you struggling and you stopped in your process. Where in a city like New York City, busy, bustling, I don't know where exactly you were, but that not everyone would stop to do that. So that kindness and compassion is what the world needs right now. Keep bringing that. But they did talk about the spiritual significance of it was a dragonfly, right? I'm talking about trust. Hmm. You guys could Google that and see what, it's like, I'm sure there's tons of things we could find about what the spiritual significance of dragonflies are. But your team specifically is saying that it's signaling you leaning more into their assistance and help and finding a deeper trust in your path and how things are going. We could say that, for just about anybody right now. Like, would trust help all of us? For sure. But they're saying for you specifically, Nancy, they really want you to trust them, that you are being held and protected, and that some of the questions that you've been asking for, they're saying some of the questions, they're tiptoeing a little bit. I'm asking them why. They're not circumventing anything. They're just saying they don't need to go into it while we're here live. um, that some of the questions you've been asking for a while now, they would like to help you come to an understanding and find those answers for yourself. They're talking specifically about your health and your healing journey. So, Nancy, I don't know what that relates to, but that you're going to get some answers. You're going to feel more. They're talking about you feeling safe and secure in your body. So again, I don't know what your medical history is. I don't know what's going on right now, but some of the questions you've been having, they want to help you with, and they just need you to trust them and their guidance right now as they lead you to that. I'm asking if there's anything else that's more detailed they can give us. Big breath. Hold on. They're showing me here in the center of your body, trying to ask some questions. The way it works for those that haven't seen me do this before, I'm literally having a conversation back here with Nancy's people while my personality is trying to convey the messages. So is it her lungs? They're talking about you taking a full breath. So I don't know what you're experiencing. I don't know if you've just recently been sick or if you have some, I can feel my vocal cords. sort of shaking. So whatever's gone on with you recently, or if there were some, impacts from something within the last few years, they're talking about you getting a full breath and really being able to expand. They're actually saying that that's one of the things that you could call on in this full moon energy, is to release what's stored in your lungs so that you can take a full breath. And they're winking at me a little bit and just saying that you know exactly what that's related to. Um, yeah. And they're wanting to just leave it there. Nancy, if you have any more questions about that, just send me a private message. It's nothing scary, but they're just saying you know exactly what that's related to, and that your capacity to feel like you can take that full deep breath is coming, and to lean in and trust them on that. So I hope that was helpful. That feels good. So they're doing the flash forward they always do, where I'm like, but I can feel it in my, it's like my voice. Can you feel it? Can you hear it in my voice? It's shifted. There's like something kind of stuck there energetically. It's like right here that's trying to make its way out. Okay. I'll go back to the questions. Amanda. So all I see is, sorry if this comes twice. I think I figured it out. So I don't see the question attached to it. Amanda, is yours over back in the live chat? Yeah, this has taught me a lot. I don't think I'll be using that Q&A. It sounded good in theory. I think it might complicate things even more. So Amanda, I'm scanning the live chat to see if I can find a question from you. And I'm not currently seeing one. So if you've entered your question, Amanda, are you actually in Soul Speakeasy, or are you outside of Soul Speakeasy and in YouTube? Because if you're in YouTube, you should be able to comment here in the live chat. Doot, 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 doot. Let me see. Yeah. All right, Amanda, I'm going to give it just another second. But other than that, I think I've answered everything that came up tonight. Okay. I will come back and check it, Amanda, if you have gotten out and are coming back in, anything like that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the guides if they have a summary message for us, anything that they want to give to close it out. Oh, there you go. Okay, I'll put that on. They're already giving me that, but I'm going to ask them to keep downloading it, and I'm going to answer Amanda's question, and then I'll give you what they're giving me. Amanda. I can just pin the message. So the Q&A doesn't do much. I'll just pin the messages. So good to know. So we don't have to flip back and forth. Hey, this week marks 2 years since my anxiety, and I'm wondering if there's a message to help me fully release what's left of it during this full moon, or any guidance in general. Okay. Let's see. Amanda, can I have permission to energetically mirror you, please? Okay. They're telling me to keep my eyes closed for a second because my body is still kind of receiving some information on your behalf. I'm not absorbing it, but I'm just still receiving. And there's so much buzzing in my ears. Well, that's great news. Hold on. Okay, so Amanda, here's what your guides are saying. They're saying that you have done the work. That as far as releasing your anxiety, that they're talking about the timing being a little unfortunate, that what you're sensing is what everyone's sensing right now, that it's not actually related to what you had experienced in the past. They really want you. So the way that Nancy's team brought up trust and trusting them, the patchwork quilt that always shows up where they're like, and the next one that needs to lean into trust. Your guides are specifically asking, there's two that are here, both are females, and they're asking for you to lean into trusting this message and trusting them that you have done the work, that you are releasing at the proper rate on a cellular level. Like you couldn't just release all of it overnight because it would shut your physical body and your nervous system down. That you have done, and the process is more than underway. That some of what you're detecting right now is what everyone in the globe is detecting. I don't know if you caught the beginning of this, but it's related to how much is changing planetarily, and they're talking about how much that's aspecting your chart. This isn't surprising at all. So I've actually worked with Amanda one-on-one before, and I have seen her birth chart, and it's fascinating. And they're of course bringing that up, and they're saying that that shift and how it's now aspecting your own chart, you would have to go in and look at, but and that you can. They're trying to show, they're talking about the cradle that's in your chart. So they're highlighting that. So without going into too much detail, what I would do if I was you would be to go pull up your natal chart, copy and paste it into ChatGPT if you'd like, or go into any other tool you're using where it shows you the planets that are involved in the cradle. Um, that's in your chart, because there's been a major shift in that, and that, like the houses that are involved in that, is what's sparking the anxiety, and that will calm down soon. But they're also alluding to the fact that it's going to take a few months. I'm asking if they can just show me the houses that this involves. They're talking specifically about the fifth house. They keep flashing the number 5 at me, and I'm like, does that mean change? Hold on. Are you flashing a 5 because it means change? No. You're flashing the fifth house? Yeah. Go look at what's in the cradle formation in your chart that's affecting what that fifth house energy is bringing for you, is what I'm hearing. They're saying that's the area of your life that's kind of sparking some of this. And they're saying, and now, like, what can you do in this full moon? You can go for a hike. They keep flashing. They keep flashing. Are you going somewhere soon? They're pointing back uh, to was it Ashley that asked that's going on a family or Nicole? Oh, it was Nicole. Are you going on a trip sometime soon? Because they're showing me you on a hike. Is this like just a visual you're showing me? No. They're saying that they would suggest that you actually go on a hike. And they're showing me you climbing something. I'm not saying it's Everest, but like going on a hike where you're going uphill and how surprised they're saying that you're going to be surprised at how well you handle it. And instead of being exhausted by it, you're going to be exhilarated by it. So, where can you go? What can you do? Do you have something planned sometime soon? Amanda, is that on your radar at all? If it's not, where could you go with your family or with a friend and just go for a hike? I- You don't have to have on like gear and have a backpack. They're jokingly saying it's not that dramatic. Go for a walk. They're referring to it as a hike because they're seeing you going up a hill that's pretty significant and something that you would have seen as anxiety provoking in the past, and that you're going to handle it and actually have some fun with it. Hmm. Yeah. How does that feel, Amanda? So when I ask specifically, what does that mean she is releasing or can release? The fear that that kind of physical activity is going to trigger your anxiety. They're specifically saying to release and ask to release the fear that you're still holding on to, that that kind of activity is going to trigger anxiety. Okay. So you don't have to take them up on their suggestion, but if you have access to something that would feel like a hill to climb, and ask for a good friend or a family member to come and go on a walk with you, if you'll lean into trust and experiment with that, they're saying not only would you be really proud of yourself, but that it would feel really good. They're very clearly saying that you're not going to trigger anxiety, and that the fear that you're going to is what's keeping you stuck. That sense of urgency is your thoughts projecting out to how you're going to respond if that happens. And I know that you've been addressing that, but they want you to continue to sort of push the boundaries of what you're capable of, because in incremental steps, you keep proving to yourself that you can do it. Yeah. They're just showing me you on a hike and being really proud of how it goes. And that while you're walking, if your energy starts they're saying that, like, if you do it, that while you're walking, if the energy starts swirling in your head, ask for it to come back down all the way into your body. I think Ashley, are you saying you're going to go walk with her? That'd be great. You could talk her through it. But no, they're showing me you having someone with you. But they're actually saying not the whole family. They're saying that when you have the whole family with you, you're in mom mode and so focused on you not upsetting your kids that to have one person with you, possibly two, would be optimal, and that you're not going to upset them, and that you don't have to go for long 30, 45 minutes, and expect for it to feel really good to move in that way. Hmm. Awesome. I like that. Okay, 111. Let us receive a thank you to everyone that came and brought your questions. I am certain that someone else is going to hear this and receive it and have received the exact message that they needed, or it sparked something creative for them. Like, who knows, Amanda, how many people are going to go on a hike now because that sounded like fun. All right, so I'm going to check out, be all the way back. So there's two different messages here. They're asking me to just deliver one more message to someone that's this is interesting. They're asking me to deliver a message to someone that's going to watch this after the fact. Okay. So there's somebody that's watching this on a replay. It looks like California. It looks like you're sitting in a car. Don't leave. Look, here's what's going on right now and why the guides wanted to directly address this. There are the anxiety that is being triggered by the movement of these planets and the unrest that exists, the upheaval and cruelty that we're seeing play out in the world. Not only is it igniting a lot of anxiety, but depression is really setting in for some people. Please don't go. Please stay because the world needs you. It needs your light. We are all struggling right now. And if we will open ourselves up to receiving the energy that we have access to, if we will ask for help, even if you don't feel like you know a human to ask for help, if you will ask your spirit team that was assigned to you, that you know on a soul level and trust, deeply trust, to help infuse your physical body so that you physically, mentally, and emotionally feel more stable during this time, you'll not only survive it, but you'll really come into your own power during this time. So that was, we could say that to a lot of people, but there's somebody just stepped in the green room. I think somebody was going to come and attempt to be on live, and they're going to watch this on the replay. That message is directly for you. They keep flashing California at me. Yeah. Okay. So that was one. Yes. So whoever that's for, that guide is thanking me. I don't normally read if somebody's not here, but they were pretty desperate to get that message across. Interesting. Okay, so for the collective, for everyone that's here, any last parting words that you have for us? We are deeply loved. We are being protected. Things are really going to settle down by, so there's going to be, they're showing, they keep showing me September, like they just keep flashing it over and over again. They're talking about the end of this year feeling so much better. Guides have talked about that before. But that particularly September through December is going to feel really good. And if you have, so they're saying if you have plans to make, if there's something really important you want to do or where you want to go, they're not saying that we can't do it now, but they're saying in particular, September through October, plan something fun for yourself. Plan a celebration that you've made it through 2025, somewhere between September and December. They're really highlighting September and October as being a wonderful time to plan something fun. Because we're going to not only survive, but we are going to get grounded. We're going to come more into our own personal power during this time. And we're going to start receiving what we've earned for staying the course and bringing as much energy and light into the situation as we can. Is that it? Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. We did it. Yay. Okay. I will be seeing you soon. I already have the date set between now and the end of this year for when I'm going to do this again. So every new moon and full moon, I already have it blocked on my calendar. We will do it at least 24 hours, sometimes more like 29 hours before we hit the peak of the new and full moon. And I will announce all of that here on this channel. So stay tuned. Thanks, everybody.